And my name is Pete Sabine. I'm with J. Rockcliffe Realtors. I've been selling real estate here in Contra Costa County since 1985. And over the past 2 years plus, I've been learning how to integrate social media and online marketing with my real estate business. And after about 6 months to a year of experimenting, making some mistakes, getting my nose bloody, finally figured out how to actually make it work and monetize the income stream I'm getting from leads and referrals through social media and online marketing. And one of my favorite tools for that is using LinkedIn. How many people here in the room have a LinkedIn profile? Okay, just about all of us. That's great. Any success stories with LinkedIn in terms of lead generation? Anyone want to share? Okay.
Got one from Japan.
Japan?
Yeah.
Really? And what was a real estate lead?
Real estate lead, yeah. The gentleman's relocating, wants to buy a home. Contact.
That's great. Congratulations. That's awesome. So we're going to go through today and I'm going to show you some advanced networking strategies using groups, company pages, how to connect with your connections on LinkedIn, how to export your connections so that you can market to them through your website and your email marketing campaigns. I formed Main Street Marketing to collaborate with the Pleasant Hill Chamber of Commerce, and we're hosting a series of online and social media marketing seminars on the second Wednesday of each month, going through the remainder of the year, and they're here at this time, same place every time. And with that, let's move on to the next one. So what can you expect from LinkedIn marketing? Well, you can generate more exposure for your business. You can increase traffic and subscribers to your website. You can improve your SEO, search engine search, organic search rankings. You can find new business partnerships. You can generate qualified leads like Ron's doing. You can reduce your overall marketing expenses. And for those of you that are looking for a job, you can attract recruiters. And for those people recruiting, it's a fabulous tool to find qualified people. So today what we're going to look at is how to connect with high-level decision makers, promoting and profiting using LinkedIn events to build your brand, driving traffic to your website and blog, building your company page on LinkedIn, company videos, niche products and services, leveraging testimonials, advanced networking strategies, and LinkedIn ads. Does anybody here use LinkedIn pay-per-click or pay-per-impression ads?
I have.
You have? Okay. Last time, we had a meeting last month in July, and that meeting was about building your LinkedIn foundation. And so what we covered in that meeting was how to optimize your LinkedIn profile by adding applications, adding sections, and most importantly, using keywords strategically in specific areas within your profile so that you can be found both internally when people are searching on LinkedIn and also externally by Google search engines. So when you set up your LinkedIn profile, you're basically using a resume format. And to optimize your profile, there are 5 key places within your profile to embed those keywords in the description of your profile. Also, you can optimize your company page. Do you all know that you can actually have a business page for your company underneath your LinkedIn profile? Does anybody here have a company page? No? Okay. And then LinkedIn to be used as a follow-up tool to connect with others and to build your professional network. So what I want to do is just give you a quick example of how setting up your profile correctly for top ranking using searchable keywords, the kind of effect it can have. Okay, Ron, we're going to put your profile to the test. All right, so can you see up here? Let me use this gizmo. This is where you search on LinkedIn. And so up here under people, if you type in the keyword real estate and you hit the search, so what you'll see is there's 1,250,000 plus people on LinkedIn that have real estate in their profiles. And when I typed in that, if you scroll down, there's Ron. Ron's number 5 or 6 out of 1,250,000. And that happened between this meeting and the last meeting. Ron came to the first meeting. He took some good notes, went back, immediately changed his profile, and who knows where you were before you did that in your ranking.
Olivia.
Right. It's, he did. That's right. Yeah. So I'm right underneath him, number 7. But the bottom line is we're both on the first page of that search out of 1,250,000. So that didn't take much time, right? How long did it take?
About 2 hours.
Okay.
About 2 hours.
That's not a bad investment. To go from obscurity to first page ranking, that's hard to do in search engine optimization. That takes a lot of time to get there organically, or if you pay to get there. With LinkedIn, you can make these changes and see immediate results. So another example of using keywords in your profile to get found is being found locally. And if you think about it, most of us that search online are typically searching for something in a geographic area specifically. So now if we change the search term and put in the city, Lafayette, and keep real estate as part of the keyword search, you'll see that there's 2,000. Hey, Ron, you're chasing me. You're right there. Good for you. This guy's nipping at my
A
heels.
week ago, it was the other way around.
Yeah. So the thing is when you're setting up your LinkedIn profile, and you're going to see when we get into setting up groups and company pages, if you have a business or a product or service that's geographically specific, don't just put in keywords about that niche or product, but add the geographic words to it, because now there's only 2,000 people instead of 1,250,000 that have profiles that say Lafayette Real Estate. Ron and I are at the top 2 first page out of 2,000. Yes?
Can the area be a state, not a city?
Yes. Yeah, you can choose a state, a city, a county, a region, a neighborhood. You can drill it down to as big or as small as you want.
You can go also to zip codes, right?
Yes. People search by zip codes, so that's another good point. Not only do you put the name of the city, but also put zip codes. Concord and Walnut Creek have multiple zip codes, so you probably want to add all 5 or 6 zip codes in there. Okay. So what you see on the screen is what is known as a social media marketing funnel. And the funnel is essentially showing you that social media platforms such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, these are all traffic accelerators designed to make connections in the social media sphere and driving traffic to ultimately your blog or your website. And then from that, the idea is to convert that traffic into customers, clients, and selling your products and making money from online marketing. So if you think of these platforms up here as spokes that drive traffic to your hub, the key is getting them to your hub, because that's where you can build relationships. That's where you can go deeper in selling, and ultimately, through the course of follow-up, autoresponders, email programs, develop those relationships and convert those online customers into sales. So the number one goal of online marketing is conversion. We want to convert visitors into contacts and then convert the contacts into clients. The thing about social media in particular is that you don't really control that environment per se. You're basically renting space on someone else's territory. And Facebook in particular is notorious for making changes to their profile settings, to their group settings, to business pages. Anybody here doing commerce on Facebook with a business page? Okay? So if you are, you know what I'm talking about. You can invest a lot of time, log in the next day, and it doesn't even look like it did the day before, or in some cases it's not even there.
Pete, why do they do that? What's your strategy for changing that?
It's
What
called
do you think?
ADHD, I think. Facebook is changing, in my view, for the sake of changing. They're constantly trying to evolve this and making changes for the sake of making changes without informing the rest of us that are trying to do commerce on Facebook that they just made a change. So I'm not sure of the why behind it. Sometimes the changes they make are actually downgrades to the way things used to be in many cases. Facebook is still worth mastering and knowing about for most of us, but LinkedIn is a far more stable platform. They're not making changes as frequently. The changes are easier to understand. LinkedIn is a much less complicated environment. It's a great place for those of us that are just getting started with social media to start with. If you start with Facebook, you might get frustrated fast and just give up on social media altogether, which is, in my opinion, not in your best interest. So with LinkedIn, you can grow your connections exponentially. I have a friend that has over 5,000 connections on LinkedIn, and as a result, he is directly connected to almost 14 million people all over the planet through LinkedIn. Do you need 5,000 connections to do business and make money? No, you can do it with 500. You could probably even do it with 50 if they're targeted. So size isn't necessarily better, but typically speaking with social media, size does matter in terms of having the more contacts, the odds go up that you're going to get business from it. And like I said a minute ago, LinkedIn is a great place to find other professionals. 80% of the folks that are on LinkedIn are business decision makers for their companies. The confidence level of networking on LinkedIn is by far greater than Twitter and Facebook. The confidence level is 82% compared to 28 and 27% respectively. So there's 100 million folks currently on LinkedIn around the globe, and this is a place where you can connect with people that are influencers. So a couple of other things about social media in general. Typically it's easy to make friends on social networks. LinkedIn is a little more tricky. They do have restrictions. It's not quite as open. It's designed when you're connecting with folks on LinkedIn that you're going to be connecting with people that you already know. That's the primary premise of a LinkedIn connection, is the confirmation when you're reaching out to somebody that they know you or you know them, and then you make that bond on LinkedIn. It's typically difficult to sell on social media. In many cases, it's inappropriate to do direct selling unless you know how to kind of maneuver through the appropriate channels using social media. LinkedIn is an example. If you set up your own group underneath your company, then you're in an environment where it's appropriate to do more direct selling. Same thing with Facebook. If you set up a company page versus trying to do commerce on your profile, it's better to follow those guidelines and have that division. So the strategy is, make as many friends online as possible. Don't try to sell directly on social networks, but try to funnel them off and get them onto your blog or into your email program. Does anybody here use Aweber or Constant Contact as an email program? You do? Okay.